What is going on, guys? In today's video I will show you the best Meiko build in Fellowship. So in this guide we are covering everything that you need to know how to build both the setups, the Harsh Wind build and the legendary Meiko build, and how to play her effectively from the best talents and the gear setups, to the stat priorities, relic choices, and optimized rotations for both single target and AoV fights. So Meiko is one of the two tank options in the game, and she utilizes a variety of combos to increase her tankiness, damage and the self-sustain, and she has multiple big cooldowns that boost her defenses, which makes her super powerful in any dungeon or the raid. Her strength lies in the high self-sustain, great mobility and a powerful utility. At the core, Meiko revolves around combos and finishers. Her Spirit Palm, the Wind Kick and the Earth Fist will unlock different finishers that change depending on the order that you press them. Overall, there are 2 finishers tied to one of her 3 core abilities, for a total of 6 possible outcomes. The first ability you use determines the type of finisher that you will access, while the second ability chooses the finisher which is executed. For example, the Spirit Palm followed by a Wind Kick will give you a double palm strike, while the Spirit Palm followed by the Earth Fist will give you the Spirit Vortex. And Wind Kick into the Earth Fist will become a Lashing Storm Kick. Then the Earth Fist and the Spirit Palm will give you a Rising Earth, and Earth Fist into the Wind Kick will become the Earth Fist Barrage. All of this can sound like a lot, but to simplify, just remember this. If you start with the Spirit Palm, then you're focusing on defensive buffs. If you're starting with the Wind Kick, then you're building a combo for 5 or more targets. And if you start with the Earth Fist, then you combo for 1 to 4 targets. Your talents and legendaries can of course shift how this will work, but as a baseline, those are the rules that will guide your gameplay. Your main goal on Meiko is to balance defense with offense. You want to benefit as much as possible from her defensive buffs, while dealing damage to heal yourself through the sustain. And to do that, always maintain your defensive buffs like the Spirit Palm and the Stone Shield to reduce the incoming damage. And then, when you trigger offensive finishers like the Rising Storm or the Rising Earth, they grant stacks of empowered versions of the Lashing Storm Kick on the Earth Fist Barrage. This will mean more damage and more healing when you use them properly. Also, if you're interested in buying Fellowship with a 30% discount or even other PC or console games with 50 to 70% off, then check out Instant Gaming. For example, I want to buy Elden Ring, so we just click on Add to Cart, then click Pay, and then finish the purchase. After payment is complete, we will receive an activation key, so copy and paste it in your Steam, and it's that simple. Click my link in the description to check out Instant Gaming for yourself. So let's take a look at the talents, and as I mentioned, we have 2 builds. The first one is the Harsh Wind. As Meiko, a lot of your durability will come from the Stone Shield and self-healing through the combo spenders, so the focus here is on maximizing your uptime on the Stone Shield and enabling finishers as often as possible. At level 2, you want to start with the Resonance of Earth. This gives your Stone Shield additional utility by reducing incoming damage and boosting your effective health during tough pulls. Then at level 3, add the Will of Stone alongside the Resonance of Earth. Will of Stone enhances the Shatter Earth, allowing to apply your spirit buffs automatically, which means you'll have an easier time maintaining your defensive rotation. Then at level 4, pick up the Harsh Winds and Debilitating Vortex. At level 5, add Rumbling Stone to your setup. This will boost your ability to generate Serenity stacks faster through your Earth attacks, which gives you more sustain in the prolonged fights. At level 6, grab the Stone Guard and Conclusive Strikes. Then at level 7, shift slightly into the Guardian's Fluidity. This talent improves your ability to chain combos faster, which keeps your rotation smoother and increasing overall uptime on the buffs. Then at level 8, continue with the Guardian's Fluidity and reintroduce the Stone Guard for better durability in the burst phase. At level 9, add the Unwavering Spirit, which is one of the strongest mid-game talents in this build. It gives your passives damage reduction whenever you're struck multiple times in a short window, which is perfect for surviving elite mobs or boss combos. Then at level 10, round it out by making sure that the Harsh Winds is fully active again, since this is when your AoV tread will become crucial in dungeons. Then at level 11, pick up the Conclusive Strikes again to enhance your finisher scaling and help you stay competitive in both damage and sustain. Then at level 12, unlock the Earthwell and the Peace Field. Earthwell will provide Serenity generation over time, allowing you to store massive instant heals for emergencies. And then the Peace Field improves effectiveness of all of your healing abilities while standing in its radius. And finally, at level 13, take the full defensive setup, so take Resonance of Earth, the Harsh Winds, Debilitating Vortex, Guardian's Fluidity, Unwavering Spirit, Warden of the Temple, Peace Field, and Conclusive Strikes. At this point your Meiko will become a true fortress, so near constant Stone Shield uptime, smooth combo flow, and powerful self-sustain. That makes you one of the most reliable tanks in Fellowship. And then for the legendary Meiko build, this time the setup focuses on the Earth Fist Barrage. With the next legendary, the gameplay is straightforward. You'll naturally trigger defensive and offensive effects while maintaining your rotation. But with the Boots of Everlasting Spirit, the gameplay will become much more technical and rewarding. The idea is to stack Serenity with the Earth Well in the Warden of the Temple and spend it every 9 seconds to deal maximum damage and maintain a significant amount of damage reduction. So the level 13 build here is with the Resonance of Earth, Earth Well, Debilitating Vortex, Guardian's Fluidity, Unwavering Spirit, Warden of the Temple, and the Peace Field. Next up we have gear, and for the best weapon, the Fist of the Fate is the clear winner. He has a 60-second cooldown cleaving strike that grants a massive 20% expertise buff and a 200% cooldown reduction for 6 seconds. It even charges you to your target when used at range, helping with the mobility and the uptime. This weapon is essential for maintaining the Stone Shield uptime in the late game content. However, the Sacriel's Grasp is your secondary option. It's a 90-second cooldown that grants a massive absorption shield for nearly your full health bar, and then explodes to deal heavy fire damage when it expires. This combination of damage and defenses make it one of the most impactful weapons in the game. Then for the weapon traits, the best capstone is the Visions of the Grandier, followed by the Brave Machinations as a strong alternative, and then offensively, Inspired Allegiance and the Kindling are your go-to traits, and defensively, the King of the Hill and the First Man Standing will stand above the rest. Then as for the set bonuses, you wanna focus on the Jahem's Absolution for a 20% agility boost during your ultimate, and then the Draconic Might for a massive agility uptime through the crits. Then Sinatra's Veil is a great alternative for magic heavy encounters with its spirit bonus and a 10% magic damage reduction. Then the best legendary for Meiko is the Boots with the Everlasting Spirit. This effect triggers whenever you spend Serenity stacks, granting a 9-second buff that reduces incoming damage based on the stacks consumed, while also dealing AoV damage. It dramatically improves your survivability and lets you maintain a consistent 30% damage reduction with a high uptime. Next we got Relics, and the Saltwash Elixir is an instant 40% heal on a 2-minute cooldown. It's simple and extremely powerful. Then the Sin Binding Stone will grant a 15% damage reduction for your whole team for 15 seconds, which is huge for group survivability. Then for situational picks, the Grimoire of Resurrection will provide reliable combat res. And then finally, the Ancient Pottery Fetish can turn dangerous elites into harmless chickens. Next we got stats, and for the priority, agility is first, then critical strike and then expertise, followed by the spirit and finally the haste. Item level always takes priority, since your main stat will scale up your damage and survivability. Then Spirit increases your chance to refund the Earthfall and the Stormfall charges, which improves the Stone Shield uptime. Then the Haste has a limited value, since it does not reduce your global cooldowns, but can help you slightly with the cooldown recovery. Then Crit directly boosts both your damage and the healing output, and the Expertise amplifies both the damage and absorb effects. Generally, you want to aim for around 20% Spirit or near permanent Spirit armor uptime. However, if you're running the Boots of the Everlasting Spirit, then you can shift your priority slightly towards the Expertise and the Haste for faster Earth Barrage casts and more consistent legendary uptime. Next we got Gems, and the gem system in Fellowship is all about the power scaling. Early on, don't overinvest, save your rerolls for the higher tier gems. Legendary gear will provide 100% gem power, while normal gear will only offer about 35%, so always prioritize socketing your strongest pieces. The key gems to look for are the Sapphire for the ultimate, then Amethyst for the crit, then Diamond for all the secondary stats, and then the Ruby for the main stat, Topaz for the haste, and Emerald for the expertise. And the ideal priority for tier 1 gems is the Sapphire, then Amethyst, then Diamond, then Ruby, then Topaz, and finally the Emerald. And now finally, let's see how to actually play this build. Meiko's rotation revolves around maintaining buffs and spending them effectively. She doesn't follow a specific rotation, but instead prioritizes her abilities based on the buffs buffs, and the finishers that are available. For 1 to 4 targets, you wanna start with the Shatter Earth, then the Stone Shield if it's down, then use Spirit Palm and the Wind Kick for the double palm strike, and then transition into the Earth Fist combos, like the Rising Earth and the Earth Fist Brush, to spend stacks effectively. And then for 5 or more targets, you wanna prioritize the Wind Kick openers, to trigger Lashing Storm Kick and maximize your AoV output. Overall, the Stone Shield is your go-to for the defense, and Serenity will serve as your emergency self-heal. Shatter Earth doubles as a movement tool and the opener. The Bulwark provides near invulnerability for 20 seconds, so use Twin Souls, the Army of the One, as your offensive and defensive ultimate for the burst phase. Just don't overlap it with the Bulwark.